Who actually needs a 52-inch electric zero-turn mower in their backyard? If you're still pushing a 21-inch walk-behind every Saturday or wrestling a 42-inch gas ZTR that guzzles fuel and leaves oil stains on the driveway, the EGO Power Plus Z6 might look like the perfect escape hatch. But before you click Add to Cart, let's talk about who this thing is really for, who should walk away, and whether the sticker shock is justified when you're just trying to keep the lawn neat without turning your garage into a mini service station. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The first thing that jumps out is the 52-inch deck. That's not just marketing width, it's a real time saver if you've got a half acre or more where every extra inch means fewer passes. If your yard is more postage stamp than pasture, you'll spend half your mow time dodging trees and flower beds anyway, so the width won't buy you much. But if you've got long, straight stretches, think 100-foot runs down the side yard, the Z6 triple blade system and wide frame design actually start to pay off in reduced overlap and fewer turns. That said, the wide stance also means you'll need wider gates and a bigger turning radius in tight spots, so measure your access before you assume it'll glide through the side gate like your old push mower. Now, the electric part. EGO's platform compatibility is a quiet game changer if you already own their batteries. Swap the same 56V 7.5Ah bricks you use in your trimmer and leaf blower into the Z6, and you're not buying a whole new ecosystem. That's a real cost saving if you've already invested in the brand. But if you're coming from a gas machine with no EGO tools in the garage, the upfront cost of batteries and chargers can push the total price close to what a comparable gas ZTR would run. Factor that in before you celebrate the no gas, no oil pitch. Runtime is where the Z6 earns its stripes. EGO's long runtime claim isn't just a spec sheet boast. On a single charge you're looking at close to an hour of real mowing in typical conditions. That's enough to cover a half acre without sweating a mid-session swap. The 3 driving modes Eco, Standard, and Tow let you dial the speed and power to the task. Tow mode is surprisingly useful if you're pulling the mower over pavement to the next section or navigating a slope where you want extra control. The downside? Tow mode sips battery faster than you'd expect, so if you're constantly toggling between modes, your runtime drops quicker than you planned. Peak power technology is the feature most buyers overlook until they hit tall, damp grass. When the blades bog down, the system kicks in extra torque to keep the deck spinning without bogging the whole machine. In real use, that means you're not constantly feathering the throttle like you would on a cheaper ZTR. It's the difference between finishing the back 40 in one go and having to stop every 10 minutes to clear clumps. The trade-off is that the extra draw on the battery can cut your runtime by 10 to 15% when you're really leaning on the power, so plan your battery budget accordingly. Premium features like the LED headlights and USB charging port are nice touches, but they're not why you buy a Z6. The headlights are genuinely helpful if you're finishing up at dusk, and the USB port lets you top off your phone while you refuel the mower. Yes, refuel, because even though it's electric, you still have to plug it in. That charging time is the one place the Z6 shows its age. A full recharge takes about 2 hours with the fast charger, which is fine if you're disciplined about plugging in overnight. If you let the battery run flat midday, you're looking at a longer wait than you'd like. Where the Z6 stumbles is in the details that only show up after a few weeks of ownership. The seat is comfortable enough, but the armrests are fixed and don't adjust for taller users. If you're over 6 feet, you'll feel it in your shoulders after an hour. The deck height adjustment is electric, which is slick, but the lever is tucked under the seat where you have to reach around, so it's not as intuitive as it should be. And while the wide frame is great for stability, it also means the mower is heavier to push manually if you ever need to move it without power, something that happens more often than you'd think when you're wrestling it onto a trailer or up a ramp. So who should buy it? If you're tired of gas fumes, oil changes, and the annual carburetor purge, and you've got at least a quarter acre of open space where the width can shine, the Z6 is worth the jump. It's especially smart if you already own